Okay, so I'm back. I haven't been back doing this in quite some time. It's been a while. It's been a few months. I had a few people ask me, did I quit doing Be Humane? I was like, no, I'm still doing Be Humane. I just got real busy. Me and my wife moved to a house. Anybody's bought a house, you know how painstaking that process is. And I just had a son. So on top of that, raising a newborn, he's now 4 months old. So I've been busy doing that. And then also I've been real upset about the state of things, primarily in the United States, but, not forgetting the rest of the world, of just about how humanity's been treating each other. And that's everything from, politics to, police violence to common decency on the freeway. It's just been, I've been real upset. I've been real pissed to the point where I didn't feel like doing any Be Humane. I wasn't feeling very humane towards people. And I'm a human being like anybody else. So, I'm flawed, obviously. So, it took me some time to gather my thoughts and to calm down and relax. And I don't even know what I'm going to be saying here. I just know that I need to get up here and start talking again and start sharing my ideas and opinions and thoughts with you guys. And you guys talk back to me and I talk back to you, and then things happen and hopefully something changes for somebody. If one person's life has changed or affected by this, I think I've achieved my goal, which is to help people be humane to each other and get outside of yourself and start to see the world through somebody else's eyes. I think I was supposed to be talking about cultural appropriation this time. I think that's where I left off. I got a big list of things I want to talk about, but I feel like I have to interject myself here and just talk about the attack on human decency. It's so strange to me. I don't know it's always been there, but I feel like now there's a voice for inhumane people. And I guess the issue is, or the part of the issue is, the village idiot is always the loudest. The worst people are always the loudest. And so that's kind of what you hear, is just people going out and being racist and people going out and saying, we don't want Mexicans in the United States. We don't want Syrians in the United States. We don't want Muslims. You get all that kind of, and they're just out there shouting, with half-formed thoughts. I wouldn't even say they're half-formed. Tiny thoughts. And so they're the loudest. They're making all the noise. And you got to think all the decent people and good people and open-minded people don't behave that way. So you don't hear them as much because they're out just being, humane and being civil to other human beings. And so that's one of the reasons I feel I need to get up here and keep talking, because I think we need to put our energy out there in the world and let people know, hey, we're still here. We haven't gone anywhere. I've heard people flirting with the idea of leaving the country. I've even had that thought. I won't lie, because it's just it appears that things have gone from bad to worse on so many levels. With racism against black people, with Hispanics, just all the stuff I named. Poor people, people who need health care. It just appears that it's gone from bad to worse. And I say appears because, again, I think the village idiot is always the loudest. So I believe there are good people out there doing good things. You just might not be aware of it. And I don't know which topic to even touch on first. I guess with myself, just, being an African American, and talking with my other African American friends and even people who aren't African American that the lights are on, it's not all good for us. And, it just seems like black people in the United States just we can't ever break free from the stereotypes, the cultural appropriation, the systematic racism. It's like we can't shake it. It's always there. I mean, even if you're a black millionaire, you still get racism. You still get all that bullshit. You can't escape it. And so it's like, what do? You try talking to people, you try educating people, and it appears that it's not, affecting anybody. It's just like you're preaching to the choir. You're preaching to people who agree with you, and then everybody else that doesn't agree with you, there's no convincing them. So it's like, what do you do? And I think on so many levels, you have to defeat that kind of thinking. And I think the only way you defeat that kind of thinking, from what I've seen, is by spreading, the truth, emboldening people to speak out against hate, emboldening people to speak out against racism, against, gentrification, just all the things that are inhumane. You have to embolden people to speak up. You can't be silent, because I think when you're silent, you're allowing room for the bad people and the inhumane people to come in and do whatever it is they want to do. So, oh man. So yeah, with black people, it's like, what do? We have to keep pushing on. We have to keep moving. We have to keep fighting. We have to keep, protesting and trying to change policy on police violence, holding police accountable for their actions. Gerrymandering districts to affect how we are able to vote. I'm not sure if I said that right. Gerrymandering. Whatever it is our issues are, we have to keep pushing. We have to keep fighting. When I had the idea to, I was talking to my wife, it's just really bad here. Is there ever a situation where we would leave the United States? And we were like, I don't know. And I'm like, well, you know what? If our ancestors, were able to make it through slavery and the civil rights movement and Jim Crow, we can make it through where we are right now. I just think that we've been, as African Americans, complacent in where we are in society. We're like, you know what? It's okay. It's not as bad. We can relax a little bit. We got a little freedom. We got some, things that are working for us. Some of us, and other ones, it's not so much. So we've gotten comfortable, and I think we need to keep moving on, keep pushing for, equal treatment, civil rights, and just the things that affect us in our daily lives. Moving on to how, Mexicans are treating the United States. I don't know I can't quote what's on the Statue of Liberty, but bring me you're poor, you're sick, you're tired. What happened to that? What if they're coming here and they're not committing crimes, that they're doing what they need to do to contribute to society? What's the problem? I don't have an issue with that, and of course you got, some that come in and commit crime, but every person from every race has people that commits crimes. It's not exclusive to Mexicans. So Syrians, Muslims, it's like there's this big attack on diversity in the United States. It's so much noise and BS. It's insane, just here recently with the president talking about not letting transgender people serve in the military. You got to be kidding me. these people are willing to lay their life down for their country and protect their country, but their country won't protect them. Gay people, not allowing gay people in certain parts of the country, allowing businesses to not serve and offer service to gay people. When we start dividing and breaking up people based on their sexuality, their culture, their race, all of that, it's like you're breaking up what makes this country great. Diversity. You can't get anywhere by breaking up your body. If you were to cut off your head, your arms, your legs, your feet, and all that, you can't function. You need all your body parts to move forward. So this idea that, the country is going to be taken back to this Make America Great Again nonsense is insane, because there's too many diverse people. And I believe you'll find that out in the next, elections that are held. Because I would hope that, all the diverse people in the country, that they've seen how certain groups attack us and especially just all diverse people and people with open minds, and see how they attack us. I would hope they would get out to make their voice heard at the polls. And I'm not trying to make this a political, discussion, but, that is now and has always affected our daily lives. It's infringing on our rights and our freedoms. I know I'm kind of all over the place here, but like I said, I guess I just need to vent and get this stuff off my chest, and I can move on to the topics that I've lined up. So I would hope that everybody that's been discriminated against, whether it's just been in conversation, whether it's been, I don't know, at your job, at your polling place, in your military service, in your religion. I would hope that everybody would not be complacent and get out and make your voice and your opinion heard. I would hope that you are emboldened by all the attacks on your belief and your culture and who you are. Be proud of who you are. Speak out. Make your voice heard. Do not be ashamed of who you are and what you believe in. If you're gay, be gay. If you're transgender, be transgender. Black, be black and proud. Be unapologetically black. If you're an open-minded white person, be an open-minded white person. Let everybody know. Or just, do it how you're comfortable. And then for the rest of us, even with this healthcare debate that's going nowhere, because why would you not want to take care of people who can't take care of themselves? I don't understand this "that's not my problem" mentality. And that's not just with healthcare. That's just, that goes all across the board in society. That's I'm going to look out for me. I'm going to look out for number one and not thinking about somebody else. I don't think we can get anywhere like that. I think we need to stop being afraid of each other. Stop being scared of our differences. Talk to each other. You're going to have debates and arguments because you got all these people with different ideas of how things are. But going back to one of my earlier videos, communicate with people. Don't educate. Just communicate. If I'm talking to a woman and she's trying to tell me about, women's rights and things that she goes through, I can't learn anything about that unless I talk to her. I can only, assume I understand without talking to her. But if I talk to her and listen to her, I will learn things. If I can't talk to a person of the Muslim faith and pretend I get it without talking to them. I can't educate them on their place in society or how they see them. I have to talk to them. You have to talk to people. You have to educate yourself. You got to better yourself. It's up here somewhere. And I don't think until we as a people, as a country, the people in the world. I don't think until you start trying to better yourself, I don't think we're going to make any progress, and we'll continue to be divisive, and everybody runs off to their own corners. So it's something I want to talk about in one of my in a later video, is being able to communicate without fighting with people, being able to communicate without getting into arguments, being able to talk to each other, being able to peacefully disagree. We need to learn how to talk to each other and how to be humane to each other. And I'm talking nobody gets a pass. I'm talking as little as being on the freeway and not cutting somebody off. I know you're in a rush and you got to get to work and you got to do what you do, but try to think outside of yourself, and just imagine that there is another human being trying to live their life, going through things, and imagine that. Put yourself in their shoes. Put yourself in a person of the Muslim faith shoes. Try to put yourself in a black person's shoes. Try to put yourself in a woman's shoes. Try to put yourself in a transgender person's shoes. Try to put yourself in a gay person's shoes. Try to understand where other people are coming from. I think we're capable of great and amazing things as people, as human beings, if we can learn to be humane to each other. I think that's the bottom line with everything. Because if you're humane to your neighbor, to the next person, I think you can solve a plethora of issues: education, police violence, healthcare, living situation. I think the possibilities are endless. If people can learn to be humane to each other. I don't know. I'm sure there's other things I can go into here, and I'm just ranting. I apologize if I'm all over the place, but again, I didn't really have a script for what I wanted to say. I just wanted to get up here and start talking and see what comes out of my mouth. But I believe, though, in closing, that we need to very strongly and firmly fight against this attack on diversity in our country. I don't know what's driving that kind of divisiveness, anger, hate, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what's driving that, but we need to strongly push against that. We need to be loud. We need to be proud. We need to be vocal. We need to get on social media. We need to get active in our communities. We need to talk to people. Do whatever it is you're comfortable with, but please do something. We can't sit on the sidelines and pretend that it's not happening, especially if it's not affecting you directly. It eventually will in some shape, form, or fashion, I guarantee you. So get involved before it does affect you in a negative way. I always hate having conversations with people about getting active after something bad happens. I work with or participate in Surge in a group called Mothers Against Police Brutality. People get involved in trying to holding police accountable for their actions after somebody's been shot. It's too late. That person's dead. There's no coming back from that. Get involved before things get bad or something bad happens. Get active. Don't wait. Don't wait for healthcare to go bad. Don't wait for, whatever it is your issues are. Try to find something that, if it's nothing else, donating money to organizations that are trying to do something. And I can find my list of organizations you can donate to. But just do something. Be humane. I'm running into a lot of people who want these. I'm not selling them or anything. I'm just giving them away. If you want one, email me. I'm going to print some more here soon and wear that on your wrist. It just says #BeHumane. And hopefully that'll remind you as you're out in society to be humane to your fellow human and your planet. That's all I got.